So, in the last class we introduced the concept of Sefirot, the channels of transformation of the divine light, which transforms the creative power coming from the infinite source, God Himself, into something which could be received, adopted, and observed by the finite creature. That's the idea, general idea of this Sefirot. And since we were created, as the Torah tells us, in the image and similarity of God, one of the meanings of this that the structure of our soul, which actually corresponds to the structure of our body, is similar and rooted in the structure of the higher realms, the spiritual worlds. So our soul also includes 10 inner powers, 10 attributes, which are similar, so to speak, and actually come from those 10 Sefirot. And we said that these 10 Sefirot could be divided into two groups. The powers of intellect, mind, Chochmah, Bina, Das, and the powers of emotional powers of the soul, so to speak. So we called the higher group of Sefirot level of design, Chochmah, Bina, Das, conception, understanding, and we translate Das as knowledge, but that's actually connection, the union of Chochmah and Bina, the initial spark of realization, Eureka, and the apparatus of logic of our mind, which builds the picture of understanding. So when these two channels work together, this regime of intense cognitive, intellectual process, that's what Das is in charge of. And through that, the work of the mind gives birth or brings forth the emotional powers of the soul. That's what we're gonna discuss today. Doesn't like me either.
It just went?
No, it went up. I'm sorry. Because I added new slide after. Just
Try starting it again. Oh, refresh. There we go.
Okay. So let's talk about these 7 emotional powers of our soul, which we call the group of powers of realization, bringing the idea into realization, actualizing the idea. These 7 attributes of the soul, 7 powers, also could be divided into 3 groups. The first 3, Chesed, Gvura, Tiferes. I would call this level as a potential to reveal. Potential to reveal. The next group I would call the potential to actualize. Let's go step by step. Chesed normally translated as a kindness. It refers to the potential to reveal, to get close, to establish the contact. Like in the level of revealed emotions, the most obvious, the strongest revelation of this power is love. Because love, essentially, is the desire of closeness, to be together. It's responsible for the function of giving, sharing. That's the revelation of Chesed also. Establishing any type of contact with sharing knowledge, power, values, and so on. Generosity, another revelation of Sefirot Chesed. Sounds very good, right? Kindness, it's kind, it's good. Is it always good?
Depends.
Is it 100% good? Is kindness 100% good? Is it always good?
No.
Not too much of anything is the
Explain.
problem.
You can be kind to the
Depends
wrong
who
person.
you're giving kindness to.
Depends who you're giving kindness to. Okay,
What
so
about
you need to analyze the recipient, right? You need to see who is the one you establishing the concept, right?
I'm
What
thinking
else?
kindness differently. I'm thinking being kind to yourself.
Being kind to yourself, meaning you separating yourself from anyone else.
No separation, no.
And kindness, again, don't let's distance from the literal meaning of the term kindness. It's approximate name. Truly, that's the potential to reveal, to establish contact, to get close with. Again, is it always good? Giving, sharing, connecting, is it always good?
No.
Why not?
You can share, give, or try to connect with the wrong person or wrong thing.
That's already was said.
Because
Only that type of analysis.
You can lose yourself.
because too much of anything is a bad thing.
Too much of anything. Talking about the substance we're sharing, it also has to be analyzed. Anything, even knowledge, like we said before. If you do not limit what you're trying to transmit, it won't be useful, or sometimes it might be harmful. If you say something, if you share something which the recipient is not ready to receive, there's nothing good in it. Or the most damn example, the kid is asking you to give him a gun. Chesed, unlimited chesed, is to give. Is it good? I doubt. Therefore, to interact effectively, chesed must be balanced with something quite opposite. So that's gvura. Gvura literally means strength, strictness. That's the power to limit, to put barrier, to establish or to fill distance. Boundaries, of course. That's the analysis. By now, making analysis, we create the boundaries. We put concepts and ideas in their own boxes and so on and so on. That's the power of Gevura. To analyze who is the recipient. Should he be
Are they
given?
ready to receive?
Should he be given? And if yes,
How
what
much?
and how much? That's the power of Gvura. So Gvura is good, right?
It's good to have.
Sometimes. What do you mean sometimes?
Well, sometimes you're too strict with your analysis. You don't give you don't give them enough. Or
Oh, so the key is the proper balance, right? So Gvura itself, when you separate them, Chesed itself, unlimited, is not good. Gvura, unlimited, is not good. I mean, in a relationship, it could bring to cruelty. Something totally opposite to kindness. Even apply to yourself, even though that's the most practical area of implementation of Gvura, to analyze yourself, to learn your own lessons, to correct yourself. Also, it has to be applied smartly, without in order to not to cause harm to yourself. So the key is to find the proper balance of harmony between Chesed and Gvura, and that's what Tiferet does. The third channel, which is synthesis, represents this synthesis of Chesed and Gvura, but without parity. One side still has some, how to say, sway. Which one? What do you think? Chesed. Why?
because you always need be a bit more kind and warm versus cold.
Why?
Cold hurts more.
I think our natural inclination is towards the aura. Like,
Because you'll be down if you have too much Gvura, you'll be down, which do more damage than good. Like we were talking at the beginning.
So you say so because you like kindness more than strictness. That's your personal preferences.
Can it play both sides?
Hmm?
Can it play both sides?
What do you mean, to make them totally equal?
Well, no, not to make them equal, but to make them one sway over the other depending on the situation. You know?
That's true, but average, in average, one prevails a little bit, at least. Which one? You like Gvura more, you see, huh? You too. But let me remind you, what's the purpose of the whole system of Sefirot? To filter what? To filter in order to give, exactly, to give. We're talking about how to give in the most effective way. That's why we need Gvura. But Gvura is not about giving, it's about limiting. So Chesed should prevail, but should be limited by Gvura. Should be counterbalanced by Gvura. Ruth, are you still with us?
she's on the call, but we can't see her. So
Yeah.
we're just going to do that.
Oh!
Okay.
Shalom, shalom.
And then
Hey, how you doing,
Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. Nice to hear you.
You too, likewise. I'm learning a lot with you. Thank you so much for spreading knowledge.
I wish you were here.
I know. Next time there's opportunity.
Amen.
Next time.
Amen. Okay, let's continue. So, you got the idea? So, these are three first initial main emotional powers, Chesed, Gvura, Tiferet, which represent what, my terms, potential of revelation. Okay, so you have potential of revelation. You have knowledge. You have desire to share it with other, to make the world happy with what you have. What could prevent you from doing so? Or if there is anything,
you have a dream, you don't have an implementation plan.
you have dream.
You can have a grand dream or something, but if you don't have action steps, it's just gonna stay a dream versus becoming
You
out.
mentioned plan. You're talking about plan like a roadmap to
Like how to
follow?
carry out you're
Okay, you have idea, concept, the idea, the whole.
Realization.
It could be anything. It could be like intellectual idea you want to share, or it could be the song you want to sing. You created the poem you want to share it with other people. What could prevent you from this? If there is any.
They're not
if you don't know how
interested.
to,
Hmm?
you don't know
They're
how,
not interested.
They are not interested. Okay.
or
You need certain strength to do it.
What do you mean?
As in, for example, sharing ideas with other people requires the strength to overcome being shy. Or sharing money requires financial strength. Sharing things is the same idea. You have to have things to give.
or to share your song, you need to be able to sing.
It all has strength.
Okay.
You need the strength to overcome a certain barrier in order to give and in order to constrict as well. Like you can't, as a nation, you can't defend your borders without weapons. As a person, you can't. As a person, you have nothing to prevent you from giving if you don't have money to give. There's no gevura involved if there's no money to give. There's nothing to constrict in the first place. As in all of the actionable strengths that
Okay,
you
but
need to accomplish require
But
barrier.
we're starting with, we do have money to share, we do have idea to teach, we do have song to sing, so that's on the higher level, which we already discussed.
Mhm.
Now you have you have this inner balance of the impulse, yes, to reveal, and some analysis to whom and how much. Next step. What the following tasks, problems, which you might need to resolve, obstacles to overcome, and actually you already mentioned these main two types, which I wanted to hear. The inner blocks and obstacles, being shy. Sounds simple, but that summarizes this type of obstacles, the inner obstacles, to overcome something within yourself. And that's what the power of Netzach. Netzach literally means victory. It refers, and again, I'm giving you, there are different ways of interpretation of what the meaning of these channels, these Sefirot, and these powers of the soul. I'm giving you one which I think the most useful for our conversation. So, power of overcoming the inner obstacles, the inner blockages, and so on.
So it's like courage.
Courage, yes.
Yeah, confidence.
You want to say, say. The ability to say what you
Yeah, the
want
courage
and
to
have,
say
and have
whatever
to say.
it is that you wanna reveal.
But is it enough to this ability? Is it enough?
No, I guess.
Okay, you know, you have the knowledge. You know what you want to say. You know how much to say and how to in which words. And now you overcame your shyness, all the inner obstacles, and you said, and so you're ready to say. Is it enough to
You need to be
accomplish?
able to hold the crowd, sway the crowd. You need to have oratory skills.
So besides ability to say, to pronounce, to bring it from your inner realm into the world around you, you need to be able to deliver, right? To make sure that you are heard. Just to say is not enough. From my college time, I remember different types of teachers. Some of them are talking like to themselves,
Most of it.
standing in front of the crowd. Nobody listens to them. Subject may be very interesting, but so much depends on the personality of the teacher. there are some people, he enters the room and everybody, and he grabs attention.
All of these
Or
things are related
yes,
to
sometimes-
emotions, right? Just so,
Yeah, how to speak?
what we have on the screen, I mean.
So to speak, yes.
Yeah.
It's a very very big simplicity to call it emotions. It's the like we said before. It's a measures of personality. That's why in Hebrew it's called midot. It measures.
Mm.
Sechel is the higher level. Chochma binadah, sechel, mind, intellect. And midot literally measures of personality, because those powers, that's what create personality. Through that's the interface level. That's how we communicate with each other. Not directly through intellects, through personalities, and personalities are built from these bricks. So. Talking about the ability to deliver, not just to say, but to make sure that you are heard. Sometimes it's natural, like we're saying. A person just by the power of his personality grabs the attention. Sometimes it's the result of hard work. Like just picture yourself. Imagine a teacher. She's teaching in the. I saw girls like this. They ready not just to say from the desk to the class. They're ready to come to the student, to sit next to him, to the kid, and to explain in his or her language, to draw the picture. You understand what I mean?
Interactive.
To be able to bring the knowledge that the substance I want to share directly to the level of recipient. Not just to say it, but to say it in the words which will be heard, will be accepted and observed. That's the power of Hod. Literally means glory, but it refers to that ability, that kind of power. There's another concept of explanation of the work of this pair of inner powers, like we're talking about their level of ability to actualize. So one refers to the ability to use the tool, and another to the ability to have skills, professional skills. But let's stick to the first way of interpretation, keeping in mind that there are different perspectives to the way how Netzach and Hod work. And that's those two of the second level, and there's a third one, Yisod. On one hand, it's similar to how the Tiferes is the synthesis of Chesed and Gvura. But Yisod is much more than just combination of Hod, Netzach and Hod. The truth of the matter, Yisod is the channel in which all the above standing levels are being united, and their energy is channeled into the process of actualization, of doing. Doing as a process. How to say it? It represents the state of connection of the creative element, creating, so to speak, with the creation. Creation as a process. Let's. I would That's the word I was looking for. It's the situation when you are totally immersed in the process which you are engaged in, which you're involved in, which is головой по-русски. You are totally
Devoted?
devoted, you're totally immersed in it. You know, everything could be done differently.
Single-minded.
Yeah.
You can do something just for the check mark, to put check mark, or you could be totally involved with all the powers and potentials of your soul, all your abilities,
Total immersion.
total immersion. That's the Yesod. Yesod
So
is the
top five.
connector. It's the connector of. Definitely, that's the structure of the creative
Process.
The culmination of all
element.
building blocks of the creative process.
So this creative structure connects to what is being created through the process of creation. That's Yesod.
Is the diagram that you had before, is that a good representation of how these are interconnected with each other?
It's a good. You're talking about this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good representation, but very complicated. On the one hand, simplified, and on the other hand, complicated. We're not ready to discuss the specifics of all these connectors and so on.
Okay.
But what it represents that there are in this structure you can select the right side, right vertical, Chochmah, Chesed, Netzach. The left one, Bina, Gvura, Hod. Because right hand. You give with the right hand. It's power, giving, revelation. And you see the Chochmah, Chesed, Netzach. It's about opening, revealing, giving. The left side represents the closeness and what we call Gvura. Boundaries, limits, and so on. What is Bina? Logic. Putting the frames into framing the ideas, analyzing, grouping, and so on and so on and so on and so on. So, and there is a middle line, the synthesis, the harmony, and so on. Okay. So that's the Yesod. And the lowest part, it's not a problem. So we said the Yesod is the connector of the creative element with the creation through the process of creation. And we see what's below Yesod, Malchus. The result of everything. That's where the creation as a process becomes the creation as a result.
It's a created thing.
So on one hand, it's still part of the whole structure. On the other hand, it's already something separated. That's why in Kabbalah, Sefirot Malchus usually refers to the speech of God. Something through by which the creation was formed. Like what's the end of this process? All this process in the example of teaching, the word which you say, and the word it's something which you created. That's the work of your Chochmah, Bina, and Das, and then all these so-called emotion powers, the ability to reveal, the ability to start speak, to pronounce it, the ability to form to find the proper words, and so on. What's the end result of it? The words which you're saying. And these words, it starts with something even on the level of physiology, something which is still part of you, the organs of speech, which create the vibrations and so on. But next second, it's already something which,
Separate.
especially outside of you, and something which you do not control anymore. The vibrations, acoustic vibrations, which already fly to somebody's ears, and they start their own life. They trigger, hopefully, processes in already somebody's mind, starting the process of Chokhmah, Bina, and so on, giving the ability to draw the picture of understanding and to bring forth some emotional involvement and so on. Your Malchus, your speech, becomes the source of that structure of Sefirot on a completely different level.
Or the next one.
Or if you're very successful, especially the Malchus, the whole term means kingdom. It's about power, about control. So it's revealed on the highest level, of course, with the king, whose word is not to discuss, whose word literally becomes the will for his subjects. By the ordinary people, it depends how convincing you are, how strong your personality. It's also possible. Especially you're a parent talking to a kid, and the kid is small enough, then your word becomes his his will, hopefully. Yeah. But you understand the logic of this process?
Yeah. And why Malchus has the gold for the beginning of the next level.
And that's what I meant when I say that in that Sefirot, the Malchus, the lowest sphere on every world, becomes the highest level, the Keser, for the world below, and so on.
So,
Yeah.
excuse me.
Yes.
Right. So basically, whatever we are thinking is seated the outcome of our reality, and the words that the words that we are speaking is how it's shaped the way we are gonna live.
Very deep question. Yeah. But there is much more to it, but we will discuss it later. But very good observation. Very good observation. Okay, so what time is now? Okay, so it's time. I think it's time to start the question and answer questions. But again, I need to